Hi Chevra, welcome back to the Daily Dose. We're in the 5th chapter of Pirkei Avos, the very beginning. Ba'asara ma'amarot nivra ha'olam. The world was created with 10 utterances. What's going on? What does this mean? Is this some mystical reality? No, they're hiding in plain sight. Think about how God creates the world. He doesn't he actually speaks. Vayomer Elohim yehi or. God says, let there be light. Vayomer Elohim yehi rakia. God says, let there be a firmament. That's how God creates the world, with 10 utterances. You know, when you think about the asara, right, you start thinking, okay, wait, there's asar ma'amarot, and then we have the eser makos, which is also plays into this, but there's the aser dibrot. There's the 10 commandments, essentially, as we say, but they're really not just commandments. Would be mitzvot or something like that. It's dibrot, the 10 utterances, the 10 figures of speech, right? The 10 things that Hashem said, davar, 10 things that Hashem said. What's the difference between a ma'amar and a dibur? A ma'amar is open-ended, right? It comes out, we say something. A dibur is very clearly defined in terms of what it is. And I think in the most basic level, God creates the world with the understanding or with the hope that mankind, that humanity, would be able to see Hashem in the world, see God's hand in the world, see the need for morality and ethics and, being kind to others, right? Things that seem to be, we should think are second nature, but they're not. And we know what happens in the world, right? The world just sort of descends into chaos, to the generation of the flood in the time of Noach, to the people of Sodom, to sort of culminating with Yetziat Mitzrayim, even with the Egyptian civilization, decadent, immoral civilization, built on the backs of slave laborers, right? We come out as the Jewish people into freedom. Even Dor Haflaga, right, the generation of the dispersion. But the basic issue, the basic problem is they're not good to each other. Hashem creates the world, says, guys, go out, enjoy the world, but be good to each other. It's almost obvious. And what happens after the generation of the flood? It's clear, right? God has to reboot the world, and Hashem says, all right, I'm going to give you some laws, the 7 Noachide laws. Doesn't really work very well, right? The 7 Noachide, don't murder, this, that, whatever. It doesn't really take. So what does God do? The Jewish people come along and say, wait, we need to have a people that are going to practice what I'm preaching, right? God preached Asar Ma'amarot, and then the 7 Noachide laws, but no one practiced it. We need people that are going to practice it. That's the Jewish people. And that's the Aser Dibrot. And we come into the world as the nation that's meant to practice what God preached. And that's why the 10 Commandments are the basis for, things like the Bill of Rights, things like, all Judeo-Christian values and, Western civilization, which is built upon really these values of human rights, of human value, the sort of the intrinsic value of every human being. God brings that into the world to clearly delineate and define. May we be zochet to hear God's voice, not only in the Dibrot, where God says, this is what you have to do, but in the Ma'amarot, the things where we have to read between the lines and hopefully hear God's voice to make the right choices.